was born in a remote northern mining community in northern BC, and I currently live in Smithers.
I grew up in the Yukon, and I currently live in Smithers, British Columbia.
I am from Salt Spring Island, BC, and that's where I currently live.
From Calgary, but I'm now living in Smithers.
I am from Smithers. I grew up here. I moved away for about 11 years, and I came back once I was ready to start raising a family.
This is my start of my 11th year with Seabridge Gold. Previously, I worked for another exploration company, so that would make it about 12, almost 13 years working in the mining exploration industry.
Been in industry my entire career. I've been in mining and exploration for 16 years.
For 15 years as a mining engineer. I graduated university with an engineering degree in 2007.
I've been working in mining exploration for 2 years. Seabridge was my first exposure to it.
Since my first summer of university in 2006, so about 16 years.
So usually a typical morning would be I'd come in, check in our staff, open the front door, maintaining the public access to our office, also answering community questions, checking a lot of emails, supporting our staff in the day-to-day operations, whether that be community needs, communication needs, social media, and our website. So basically anything to do with community is my day-to-day.
My roles and responsibilities mean that I'm doing implementation of the various permits that KSTM is expected to comply to. All of the folks that are out working on the construction sites at the workfront often have a lot of questions about, can we do this, or how do we approach something over here? And so I respond to a lot of those very impromptu questions as they come up through the day. Alternatively, occasionally I'm in the field. I start the day with everybody at 6 a.m. up to safety meetings, and then touring the site, getting out and walking around and inspecting the different things, and just interfacing with a lot of the workers on site to make sure that they're all aware of their roles and responsibilities in attaining compliance for our company.
So I'm a home-based employee. So my day is a mix of spreadsheets, meetings, and reading documents and expanding my knowledge on stuff. There's quite a lot of flexibility in diving into things that interest me, which I really like.
So because I kind of cover two roles, my day either involves working in spatial data and filling out mapping requests for both the projects and environment team, or I am reviewing and coordinating the data coming in from the field, as well as working with our environmental monitors to make sure that the forms and tablets that they're using in the field are working correctly.
Well, I've got two typical days. So when I'm doing office work, which is usually over the winter, and involves reading and responding to emails, I do a lot of work with the data relating to the exploration work. So I'll receive geological data, assay data, and I'll manipulate it in order to import it into our database. But when I'm in the field, it could be anywhere from 1 week to 4 weeks straight work. Usually I'm in a core shack logging rocks, describing them, and sometimes I get to go out into the field and do some mapping and sampling of rocks.
It's been an amazing opportunity.
For me, it means I was the best applicant for the job, regardless of my gender.
I feel very proud and supported at Seabridge.
I just feel pretty lucky to have the opportunity to have exposure to a lot of different areas and have a lot of role models and managers that are also women to help me further my potential career paths.
So working at Seabridge means I feel appreciated. I feel like my opinions are heard and considered. I feel like they're accommodating for a woman having a family.
Being a woman with Seabridge has been very eye-opening to opportunities that come up, to enhancing more women in the industry, and appreciate all the other experiences working with the other women with Seabridge.
My skill set and my experience has brought me to this position where I can contribute and be a very effective member of the team.
And I look forward to being part of the women in mining culture that they're building here. Like, there's actually quite a few women that work here and that are in senior positions. So that's really great to be a part of a company that feels that that's important.
I feel encouraged to aspire to more here. And I feel like our population is represented at Seabridge, where we're close to 50% female, and that's pretty huge in comparison to the rest of the industry. And not only that, I feel like we have a lot of female management, which is something to be proud of.
Don't be intimidated, just jump in where you can. Take any little small opportunity and look at it as a growth.
And work to just show that we are completely capable of doing the same works as anybody else in the field or in the office, depending on what you want.
There still is quite an imbalance, gender imbalance in our industry of men to women, especially in leadership positions. But support is growing with lots of companies, but especially like Seabridge. They definitely have a priority on promoting talent, or even just out searching for talent from women.
Trying every opportunity that comes forward to you. There's a lot of different fields that you can be in working in mining. If you have the ability to go into the field or work in the office, doing both is only gonna further and well round your experience.
Advocate for yourself, believe in yourself. If you have questions or hesitations about working in the industry, just reach out to a woman in the field that you want to pursue.
Try whatever area of work you're interested in and just be ready to expand it, and don't be afraid or intimidated.
I think at the end of the day, go for it. And if you want to do it, just pursue it.
People shouldn't be shied away just because they are a female. But I definitely think having a strong personality and knowing what you want is definitely beneficial.
Personally, I think we need more female-run exploration companies. So any of those go-getter women out there, try and reach for that goal.
My summer jobs up until I was going through university, I was a fisheries technician. So I was a fisheries technician in the field for 5 years.
I actually rode my motorcycle, did a big road trip, and I think that it's kind of fun because I did it on my own. I did it on a Ducati sport bike, and my license plate was Northwest Territories. So the little polar bear on the back of a motorcycle and a person traveling on their own always generates a lot of questions, and I had a lot of really fun interactions.
Before I went to university, I spent a couple years racing at a national and international level in the sport of biathlon, which is a combination of cross-country skiing and target shooting.
I've seen over 70 bands in concert in the last 20 years, which is when I started going to concerts. I love music and I love seeing my favorite bands perform live.
Before kids, my favorite hobby was motorcycle adventure travel. And the longest trip I ever did was a 40,000 kilometer trip that lasted about a year, where I rode my motorcycle with my husband from Canada down to Argentina.